Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the special meeting, September 15th, 2025, of the Township Council of Montclair, New Jersey. This is a special meeting of the Council of Township of Montclair and is being broadcast live on Channel 34 and is streaming live on Montclair TV 34 YouTube channel. It's available on demand and can and will be rebroadcast. This special meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of Open Public Meeting Act. Adequate notice of the meeting has been provided, transmitted to the official newspapers on September 13th, 2025, posted on the bulletin boards outside the municipal building, and has remained continuously posted. In addition, a copy of the special meeting notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the Township Clerk. Please rise as you will for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you for assisting us with getting all of the things posted in the appropriate places over the weekend. Was very, very much appreciated. With that, will you please do the roll call?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Deputy Mayor Anderson?
Here.
Councilor Birmingham absent. Councilor D'Amato absent. Councilor Toller?
Good evening, President.
Councilor Williams?
Here.
Mayor Baskerville?
Present. At this time, if there are members of the public who wish to be heard, please sign in first, and all speakers have to complete the sign-in sheet before coming to address the council. The amount of time allowed for each public comment at this time is 3 minutes. Before speaking, please clearly state your name for the record. Public comment portion of the meeting will be limited to 1 hour.
Praise the Lord. Marcellus and Medeiros, 15 Mountain View Place. I just wanted to come here and, express my desire to have people who ran for this seat placed in the seat. I voted for Bob Russo. He's the only one I voted for at large. I'm confident in Mr. Russo's integrity. When the last board was here, they were all warned not to do something, and they did it anyway. And they, in essence, fought tooth and nail to keep things under, the rug, and it ended up costing us a lot of money in the long run. Now, I don't come here a lot, but I watch sometimes online, and I see a lot of disrespectful behavior up here. A lot. And this body needs someone of integrity. So I'm asking you all to do the appropriate thing and appoint the person who ran. If somebody wanted that seat, they should have ran for it. So that's what I'm here for today too. There's other issues. I don't know if it would be appropriate, but I just did want to suggest to the council that Mountain View, that turns into Bell right there, and on Mountain View, which is a dead-end street, I would like to see you all start talking about, and that's your word, Councilman Williams, a traffic study. A lot of kids are walking to Hillside School right there, and a lot of people take that as a shortcut, and they're zooming by. And I live on Mountain View, and a lot of Amazon truck drivers are coming to deliver to the apartment building, and they think that because it's 25 miles, they should go 25 miles, but it's such a short block, and there's a bend that it's very dangerous to travel that fast. So if there could be maybe some slow down signs right there on the corner of Bell and Mountain View, so people don't zoom that bend when they're cutting to Bloomfield Avenue or coming on Mountain View, that would be appropriate. I know that probably requires a traffic study, so I would like to just mention it here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next guest, please.
Good evening, Nicole Farjani. We did not rehearse this. I'm going to talk about Bob Russo. He ran and got, I believe, the second most amount of votes. I believe if someone ran, they wanted to run and serve, just like all of you. So I highly suggest picking someone who ran. Listen, Bob Russo knows government. Say what you want about the last council. He teaches government. He knows government. He could be very helpful. A lot of us respect him for many years. He served with you, Mayor Baskerville, for many years, and we've all grown to really appreciate all he has to offer to educate us all on government and procedure, and it could be very helpful here. I haven't seen him around lately, so I don't know if he even wants that, but I just wanted to say that. And I just wanted to say, with all that's going on in the world, I do feel bad that there's tension here, and hopefully it can get taken care of, because it's Montclair and we should all care about one another, especially in our own communities. And I just want to ask, I sent an email to Mr. Marks and the mayor, and I am waiting on a reply to that, and I just wanted to get that out there. So have a good evening. Thank you.
Excuse me, what, can you just give me some idea, because I thought I was checking all of my emails. When did you send it, and it was in reference to?
I think I sent it at some point on Sunday, and it was in regards to asking why the flags in Montclair were lowered this weekend.
Okay.
Do you have an answer now?
I'm not sure, because a couple of people did ask that, and so I reached out to fire chief, and I thought maybe there might be an answer there, and the fire chief was uncertain at that time. Manager, do you know why our flags are at half-mast?
I will find out and report back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, okay, Deputy?
Yes, you're not the only one who emailed, so I did reach out to, with another, I didn't get your email, but I did reach out to Fire Department Chief Duncan, and he says that all of the township flags are back up again. They were taken down, at half-mast because of 9/11 per the governor's directive. And so the school district, the ones at the schools, are not the township's responsibility, so those should be handled by the school district.
Thank you for that. The ones I was talking about are the 3 that are at the township. I am aware of the 9/11 order, and that's usually from sunup to sunset on 9/11, so that's why I asked. So I'll just wait until there's an answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. Next guest, please. I note some people just came in, and if you'd like to speak, you still have time.
Good evening.
Good
I'm
evening.
going to turn around this way so that way everyone can see me, actually. Good evening. My name is Noah Gale. I'm a longtime resident, raised in Montclair since I was 5 years old, and I plan on living here the rest of my life till I'm 104, the day I pass away. I'm Montclair bred, Mountie Blue, and I am never leaving Montclair. So normally you know me as the person who likes to talk about the idea of lowering taxes on Tuesday night council meetings, but I'm here tonight for a different reason. Mainly because we have a board of, I'm not a board member, a town, so I'm used to going to board of ed meetings, the same board of ed. Anyway, I'm a town councilship member who literally just resigned after only a little over a year and a half since being sworn in. I mean, like, come on. Also, I also agree that with everything that's going on in the world, I agree with some stuff. I think if you appoint someone, it should definitely be someone younger, like a Gen X or Millennial or Gen Z person to the town council, such as, I don't know, maybe me or like someone like a newcomer to Montclair, or like someone who's just getting started out in life who's lived in Montclair for a long time. Kind of like what New York City's doing. They're electing Zoran Mamdani as mayor of New York City, who is only actually 33 years old. I think you want to appoint, I suggest that you appoint someone who's, again, it's time for a new generation of leaders who think differently, who have fresh new perspective of ideas and brand new ideas, and someone who can really take care of this as a whole, whether it's Montclair or the world. So I suggest maybe you want to appoint someone who's like in their 20s or 30s to be on the town council, because again, I do feel that it's time for a new generation of leadership. I mean, it's okay if you appoint Bob Russo. I'm not saying it is true, age is just a number. However, I'm just saying that I feel like younger voices can bring brilliant and smart ideas to the table. So I highly suggest you appoint either a Gen X, millennial, or even perhaps Gen Z member to serve on the town council. A younger generation of leadership. It is time for a new generation of leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. Next guest, please.
Is it on?
Yes.
Great. Hi, Bonnie Fogel, Forest Street. I don't have the audacity to think that as you're doing your process, that this is a situation that's open for suggestion in terms of appointment. But I do have one thing that's on my mind since I read about Ms. Loughman's leaving the council. With no surprise, myself, like a lot of other people, if I'm not here for a meeting, I'm watching the council meeting. And I watch people very closely. And it's been very obvious to me for a very long time. I look at people's body movements and how they hold themselves and their attitudes and what they say. And I've kind of had, thinking about jobs I've had, well, she's got one foot out the door. And I'm not the only person who's had that thought. So my only concern is, given the fact that up until not that long ago, there would have been a requirement for an election and for people to voice who they would like sitting on the dais. And I'm not going to put you on the spot now, but it would be very interesting to know if anybody here had communication with Ms. Loughman and there was any expression of this plan or desire to leave, because it does not serve us. And I'm not saying I don't trust. I particularly trust you, Mayor Baskerville, because I know how your heart is really in Montclair, very, very much. But I really have seen so many flaws with the processes that I would be so much happier had there been an election rather than an appointment. And it will be very unfortunate, and we do find things out, if this was something that was brewing and action was not taken, because that is not serving the people of Montclair, if that were so. Anyway, lots of luck tonight with your executive meeting.
Thank you very much. Next guest, please.
Hi, Sarah Avery, live on Irving Street.
Good evening.
I've said this before. I'm the treasurer for Passaic County Habitat for Humanity, and we start every board meeting and executive committee meeting with what we call our standing agreements. And the first one is listen to each other with respect. And that's what's missing from this council, the disrespect for other people. It's throwing this council, sorry, Ms. Anderson, if this doesn't interest you, because it's throwing this council into chaos. With Carmel Loughman's departure, this has opened up a power void. And it's really, the other problem is that this disrespect is diminishing the democracy. It's diminishing the community. In fact, when I sat here Tuesday night watching Carmel Loughman and Susan Anderson, it was like a coup. Deliberate. See, Anderson, you're not working for the community. You're working for your own personal interest or some outside interest. And it's got to stop. And then, Councilor Birmingham, you have an issue where you have bias, positive bias towards certain township employees and negative bias towards other township employees, and that is disrespectful and it does not go unnoticed. We have 14 standing agreements. I read you the first one. I can't even get past the rest of them because there is no respect on this council. But the last one is very dear to my heart. I am on unceded Lenape land. I am here because they are not.
Thank you. Next guest.
I never respond as per principle respond to public comment, but I will just say the attacks on Councilor Anderson and no longer Councilor Loughman really need to stop. They really, I will just say that. I would ask that they, and I heard what you said. I listened. I heard an attack on Councilor Anderson, and I'm asking, and I will just say, you can please, I would just say, okay, let me retract what I just said. I would just say, they don't have to stop, because you can say whatever you want. I will just say, from my opinion, they are misguided.
Thank you.
Number 6.
Good evening, Council. Lynn Stockhammer, Forest Street, and thank you all for coming out during a tumultuous time in governing the township. Just real quickly, when Sarah just mentioned about the attacks, the occupation that we have on Lenape land, I came into the tail end of Nicole Farjani, who was speaking. It was something that we were engaging on social media about a little bit, and I wrote to the mayor and to the township manager asking why the flags were at half-mast in certain locations. I didn't personally see any of them. I saw the photos reported in a few locations, and I really would like to know the answer as to why, because this coincided deeply, and this really ties in with why we're on this land and how we're on this land, with the martyring and honoring of Charlie Kirk, and I do not feel that our township is about that. And it just seemed that on 9/11, usually when we lower a flag, it's for a day. And I know that the so-called president of this country, had made this proclamation about lowering them otherwise. Council Williams and whoever else is on traffic committee kind of thing, and in the 3rd Ward, it remains that Morimoto is parking cars during their restaurant hours all the way up from Glenridge Avenue, up Forest Street, up to the non-parking sign, and it's impeding, and also on Glenridge Avenue up to the stop sign. So there's now a line of parked cars all the way up to the stop sign, which forces cars coming in the direction of Forest, on Glenridge Avenue, to go around that and may or may not stop at a stop sign, which is even made more critical by the fact that when they're now making a turn, those who may not be aware, there are chronic parking. I can't see that it's permissible. It is very unsafe, and people walking themselves are impeded by the extra cars. There was a third point that, just parenthetically, when we had the property tax grace period due to not having the budget set or the tax rate set, I'm on automatic payment, and mine were taken out within the first few days of August rather than towards September 5th. And I really had thought that I had an extra month, as everyone else did. So I would hope that next year the system is reorganized electronically. And I don't remember the other important part. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to just follow up because it is very important. We had a discussion about the Morimoto parking, and I appreciate you and some others for bringing that to us at the Human Services meeting. The Human Services meeting was just last Wednesday, but at that time, all the public safety individuals, the parking individuals, manager, the council members there, we were all there. We received that, and we will be following up, but it's not going unnoticed, and we are actively working on that. And so
Thank
I
you.
agree with everything that you said. We have personally, many of us have seen it. So I just want to let you know it's not going unnoticed. The other thing is, if Deputy Mayor doesn't mind, before you came in, I think she had more information than I did when I responded to your email last evening regarding the flags.
And thank you for doing that over the
Deputy, do you
weekend.
feel okay to repeat it? 'Cause-
I'd be happy to talk to you. I know where you live.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes.
Ms. Stockheimer, are the flags still at half-mast? You walked past them today, the one outside? Or
I'm afraid I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next guest, please.
Mayor, there's no more speaker in queue.
Okay, is there anyone out here that has not come up yet who would like to say anything before we adjourn to the executive session? No. Okay. At this time, we are going to adjourn into an executive session. The purpose of the executive session is to discuss the vacated seat in the Township Council. Before we go into the executive session, I'd just like to take a moment to formally acknowledge the recent resignation of our at-large councilwoman, Councilor Loughman, who stepped down from her position effective immediately on Friday, the 12th. And I'd like to sincerely thank her for her dedication, her time, and her service to the community, not just during her tenure as an elected official, which was just at the mark of a year, but even before that. Councilor Loughman has provided a lot of service for us on the planning board for years, and I personally was very fortunate to work with Councilor Loughman for many years, along with Mr. William Scott, in terms of housing matters. She worked very closely with us on matters of affordable housing at a time when a lot of people were not there, and I certainly was grateful for that. When we were going through changes with the area over by the Mountainside Hackensack Hospital and trying to make decisions about the housing and how important it was to, by virtue of the side, try to keep the small houses there, that there was a lot of pushback from some people. They wanted to do a demolition for those small houses. And so Councilor Loughman, myself, and Mr. William Scott going in there, and we were fighting very hard, and we were letting them know that we could keep those houses in our affordable housing group just by virtue of the size. And then as we moved forward now on the last round, one of the things that was included was to try to be more sensitive. But I've had a long and very worthwhile relationship working with her. When I decided to run for council in 2020, I personally went to Councilor Loughman because of her work ethics and because of my relationships personally with her up until that time, and invited her to run with me, and she was not interested at that time. I think she was not interested in running at all at that time. So you never know, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank her immensely, and just to let her know how much she added to the service that I have provided, and wish her well in whatever her future endeavors are. And if there's anyone else that wanted to say anything, feel free.
I'll echo your sentiment here. I have not known Councilor Loughman that long, but the short time that I have known her, she is, she cares about what she does, and she works very diligently in digging into issues, and she'll be very hard to replace because she did a lot of work here that she probably didn't get a lot of recognition for, and she was, I don't know if the term's appropriate, but people call a workhorse, and I will. I very much appreciate everything that she contributed to the council. And as folks see right here, the mayor and Councilman Loughman had a long-standing relationship, and sometimes things flare up, but at the end of the day, folks should really take a step back, and the folks up here, sometimes they get a little hot under the collar, and maybe that's not the best thing that would be shown to folks, but some of these issues resolve themselves behind the scenes, and that's what folks don't see. So I just want people to take that with a grain of salt, when you're sitting at home and you're watching or here in the audience. That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I would also just say she was incredibly hardworking. I just was kind of astounded by how much she would do sometimes. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
I don't really have much to add. We all know that she was a hard worker. She cared very deeply about the issues and digging through all of the information. And I know her presence will be missed on both this council and the planning board. I did not know her before. I wasn't sure how we were going to get along. We don't agree on a lot of things, but for me, that's what democracy is about. It's good to have different voices represented, and even if we did not agree, we were able to have a healthy debate, as I hope that we will continue to be able to do, and work towards solutions. So I think that for us, that should be our focus, solutions. So thank you for your service, Ms. Loughman.
Just want to say, Councilor Loughman we all ran on the same slate. She really wasn't interested in running this go-round, and she said she wanted to be behind the scenes and do most of the research, which she did. Yes, there were some tensions amongst some colleagues here with her, and her delivery and her interaction doesn't excuse her work, but somehow we have to figure out how to respect each other at all times.
Yes.
We have to learn to meet people where they are and understand that everyone brings a different viewpoint to the table, and that should be respected. So I wish her well in her future endeavors.
Thank you. Anyone else, or are we good to adjourn? Okay. At this time, we're going to adjourn to the executive session for the purpose of discussing the vacated seat. We're not going to, when we return, we're going to immediately adjourn the meeting when we return. So thank you for those of you that came. Even when we don't respond, as we try not to do, and it's a lot of people here because we're trying to get through a lot of work, it doesn't mean that we're not hearing you, and I appreciate it. Even, like if I have to send that I don't know, like when you ask me about the flag, right? I didn't just say, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep now. I made some calls and tried to do it. So we hear you, and we want to continue to hear you. And yes, I do think that it's up to us to learn how to respectfully work with one another. in a better manner. So who knows, maybe moving forward, we will get someone who is a unifying force who joins us. So have a great evening, and yeah, thank you guys for coming. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn for the executive session, please.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. I'd like to make a motion that we exit the executive session.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Have a good evening. Thank you.